Cheeky had grown so accustomed to quiet Sundays that the sudden storm of disappointment at his cousin's celebration left him dumbfounded. Seated behind the shabby desk in his modest flat, he surveyed his invitation envelope with sarcasm. The glossy card announced Ilupeju family's annual gala, yet once again he was expected to admire their grand displays without earning any respect. Inside, tales of exotic voyages, plush cars, and storied promotions would unfold like trophies. Meanwhile, introverted and reserved, Chike clutched his lukewarm tea, convinced that his kin measured his worth by bank balance rather than unspoken kindness. At Prague Tech, Chike answered every frantic email with polite brevity, his wry smile hidden by a headset. He patched servers, refined code, and pocketed modest paychecks. Unbeknownst to colleagues, he subsidized his parents' debts and even covered Cousin Priya's car installments. Each month, a silent transfer whisked cash from his account into theirs, his generosity enjoyed but never acknowledged. He'd have preferred praise over their passive-aggressive jibes, but that was too much to hope for. He typed one final status update before logging off. "Great progress today, thanks team." Then he slipped into dusk with a wistful sigh. A week later, an unexpected letter arrived at Cheek's door. It wasn't from family, but from Zara, the elderly widow next door. Her water pump had broken, and her note, written in trembling script, asked if anyone could help. Cheeky crossed the hall, toolbox in hand, and repaired the ancient motor with gentle efficiency. Zara offered sour yam porridge and endless gratitude, a taste of human warmth he rarely received from his own blood. Fixing that pump became a quiet rebellion, helping someone who truly appreciated it. As he left her apartment, Cheeky felt a spark he hadn't felt in years. That evening, he drafted an email addressed to every member of his clan. In terse, bullet-pointed form, he listed every secret payment: credit cards, utility bills, car loans, medical expenses. He appended dates and amounts, his tone deliberately clinical. At the bottom, a single directive: "Effective now, I will no longer cover any of your debts." He hovered over send, heart thudding, then clicked. Within seconds, notifications flooded in: outrage, disbelief, please. Cheek stared at the avalanche of messages without flinching. For once, he wasn't apologizing. He poured himself a glass of water and waited for the next move. The following morning, his phone buzzed with Cousin Priya's frantic call. "How could you?" she hissed. "You've embarrassed us all." Chike listened dryly as she recounted overheard gossip at their matriarch's salon. He offered no apology, only a brief, measured reply: "I won't fund your lifestyles anymore." He hung up, blocking her number. It was satisfying. Later, Zara's gentle knock on his door brought fresh plantains in a woven basket. "You did the right thing," she said softly. Cheek accepted the gift, the first genuine kindness he'd encountered in months. Her approval was far more precious than any family indulgence. By mid-afternoon, his mother's text arrived. "Please come home, we need you." He recognized the manipulation behind the plea, a familiar strain of guilt. Instead of rushing, he brewed ginger tea and paced. He recalled every scolding glance, every sarcastic remark. When he finally replied, his tone was steady. "I'm taking a break. I'll visit when respect is mutual." He hit send. Moments later, a reply from his father. "You'll regret this." Cheeky sipped his tea with impassive calm. For the first time, he believed it. That night, a group invitation appeared in his inbox. "Family dinner Friday 7 p.m. He read it aloud to Zara, who raised an eyebrow. "Is that an offer or a trap?" she asked. He smiled wryly. "Probably both." Still, curiosity tugged at him. Friday felt like a reckoning. He resolved to attend, on his own terms. At that moment, he realized something new. Boundaries could be drawn even in the face of tradition. He left Zara's apartment buoyed by her unwavering confidence in him, a quiet anchor tethering him to his own needs. Friday evening arrived with oppressive humidity. Chike donned his best jacket, though it cost less than one of his cousin's office coffees, and approached the Ilupeju residence. Inside, the crowd buzzed with false warmth. His uncle, Mr. Adebayo, cleared his throat. "We're glad you came." Chike offered a curt nod. The family exchanged furtive glances. His mother's smile trembled. He sat at the head of the table, alone in a crowd. Steam rose from jollof rice, but no one offered him a plate. He realized then that their gathering was a performance, and he was the unwilling prop. Rather than launching into confrontation, Chike waited for them to speak. Silence stretched uncomfortably until Cousin Priya blurted, "You think you're better than us." He replied evenly, "I think I deserve basic decency." A murmur rippled through the room. His uncle slammed his fist, yearning for spectacle. But Cheek's calm resolve drained the venom. Each accusation bounced off his newfound armor. He met every glare with a measured shrug. When the final silence fell, he stood and announced, "I'm stepping away. Good luck finding another ATM." Then he walked out, leaving startled relatives behind. Outside, rain began to fall, soft at first, then in fat droplets. Cheeky let it drench him as he crossed the garden, shedding more weight with each step. It felt symbolic, washing away years of obligation. At the gate, he paused, inhaling humid air. He realized Zara's subplot had shifted something inside him. Kindness, given and received, had unlocked distance from his blood's demands. He pressed his thumbs into his temples, savoring the emptiness. Sometimes letting go meant embracing solitude, and for Chike, solitude now seemed like a comfortable companion. Over the next days, the deluge of calls eased into sporadic texts. His phone buzzed less, but each ping felt lighter. He spent mornings at ProgTech and afternoons restoring Zara's garden, planting peppers, trimming bougainvillea. Their conversations ranged from politics to poetry, each exchange a balm. He journaled nightly in a battered notebook, recording both doubt and triumph. Self-reliance tasted bitter and sweet in equal measure. He didn't miss the ridicule, he barely missed the gossip. His world contracted and then expanded, centered on work and community rather than clan. Freedom, he discovered, required small, daily commitments. Then, 2 weeks later, his mother appeared on his doorstep. She carried a single yam leaf and looked uncertain. "I wanted to apologize," she said. Chiki studied her, expression impassive. She glanced at his rain-darkened jacket. "I realized how little we saw you. I'm sorry." He nodded once. "Thank you." She offered to help with his garden. He accepted, on condition they spoke about anything but money. As they worked side by side, her tentative presence felt promising. It wasn't reconciliation, it was a beginning. And Chike, for the first time, held the pen to its final chapter. In the weeks that followed, family contact stabilized into respectful check-ins. His uncle sent a text. "Well done." It lacked the old sneer. His father's birthday card arrived. No mention of debt. Chike returned a polite thank you. Meanwhile, Zara harvested ripe peppers, grinning as she sampled one. Chike winced. "Hotter than family drama," she quipped. He laughed. Their bond, born from necessity, had become genuine friendship. He no longer defined himself by familial obligations, but by chosen connections. And though he knew old wounds might crack, he relished the quiet hope of boundaries honored. One morning, an unexpected invitation arrived. ProgTech's leadership asked him to lead a new project. His workmates cheered. He accepted with customary humility, just enough to amuse them. Privately, he allowed himself a small smile. He realized that refusing to be everyone's doormat had cleared space for genuine achievement. Later that day, he visited Zara and presented her with a fresh bouquet of bougainvillea. "For the best neighbor," he declared. She laughed and handed him a pot of pepper seedlings. Their partnership, built on mutual respect, stood in stark relief to his old family ties. Months later, an email pinged from Ilupeju matriarch herself. It read simply, "Let's talk." Chike hesitated, recalling countless empty promises. Then he drafted a reply. "I'm listening, but only if conversation excludes money." He sent it. As he hit send, he pictured Zara tending her garden. He pictured his new colleagues celebrating small wins. He pictured himself, finally free of invisible chains. Above all, he pictured balance, forging ties on his own terms. With a steady heart, he closed his laptop. Rain tapped on the window, a gentle reminder that release often arrives soft and steady. At dusk, Cheeky stepped onto his balcony. City lights flickered in the distance. He sipped ginger tea, surveying his modest sanctuary. The world beyond remained chaotic. But here, surrounded by bougainvillea and pepper plants, he felt anchored. He closed his eyes, recalling old guilt and fresh resolve. Self-care, he mused dryly, was the rarest luxury. Songs of street vendors drifted up. He inhaled deeply, exhaling years of misplaced devotion. In third-person retrospect, his journey had been defined by one simple act, choosing himself. The final drizzle of rain pattered at his feet, sealing his new beginning. Like this story, like this video, and also subscribe to this channel for more. Thank you.